I came to England in 1969 as a child, and I came from India. So I was born in India and I came here at the age of 7, and I was brought up in Birmingham, and then ended up in the civil service and in Milton Keynes in 1990. So I've lived here for quite a long time, and I'm very passionate about serving my community. A lot of my work has tended to centre around working or supporting communities. And then obviously when I moved to Milton Keynes, that passion was still within me and I always wanted to do so. I was involved in various projects, but I think the biggest thing that I've been involved here in Milton Keynes is the interfaith work that I do. So Truby's Garden Tea Room is a Muslim women-led organisation, and what we do is we do positive dialogue. So we promote positive dialogue between the Muslim and the wider community. And it was started in 2014. It was an idea that I had in my head for a very long time, and I guess the inspiration for that sadly was 9/11, because when that incident happened I was in the civil service and I was actually in the boardroom in a meeting, and when I came out I observed a lot of my colleagues being glued to the screen. And I wanted to find out what had gone on, because I had no idea at that time. You know, the news was just coming through of the atrocity that happened. And I noticed that people looked at me in a different way, and from there on I had that very strong feeling of being looked at as if I had committed the crime, even though I was not the person. I was just a Muslim and I was just a woman of a colour. And I felt that very strongly, and I thought, well, rather than react to it in a negative way, I need to do something positive, and that's really is the inspiration behind Truby's, is to do something positive, to bring our communities together, to really understand that there's more, that we have more in common than that which divides us. So we started our life in 2014 as a monthly cafe, and we started in the Islamic Centre in Coffee Hall, because at that time I was quite involved in the development of the Islamic Centre. And it started on a very small scale, and all we used to do was to bring people together, provide some food and create the environment for people to have conversations. But very quickly it became very clear to us that people really needed that, the community really needed that, not just only our Muslim community but the wider community. We needed to connect, we needed to engage with each other, and from that engagement, those conversations, lots of relationships were created, which meant that after the cafe finished, people then continued talking, and it meant that we could do a lot more. We could take on initiatives, whether that was homelessness or looking at mental health or whatever it was, we were able to kind of work together. It's been amazing. We moved out of the Islamic Centre in 2015, and we found ourselves working with Christ the Cornerstone, this church, the building that we're in, and we've remained here since then. And one of the biggest things was that we may not be supported by our own faith group, because we are now suddenly a community organisation with a very strong Islamic faith background, yet we were running all our services and all our activities from a church. However, it's the response from our own community and the wider community has been amazing. It's been so important, and people have really stayed with us and see the value of that relationship. And with Truby's, although we do the Interfaith Cafe, which now happens every 2 months, that very much is the vehicle behind a lot of work that takes place. So each year now we do the annual Great Get Together Iftar, which brings together a wide range of community groups, faith groups as well as businesses and college, Parks Trust, theatre, Community Foundation, to put on a programme which enlightens people and enlightens our community. So we focus on issues that are really important to us. So for example, one year we covered climate change and just got people to talk about and think about what is one single thing that we as individuals could do to change the negative impact of climate. Last year we focused on bringing women from the Abrahamic faith to use their voice to create a new music centred, framed as an evening prayer, which was used at the Great Get Together Iftar. I think my heritage and my faith has been really important to me in the work that I do. Everybody's lived-in experience has an impact on the way that they conduct themselves. My faith and my Indian heritage always taught me that there is always good in everything, and I think if you look for good, you always find good, and I think that is very, very important. And it's also taught me to have humility, that I may not always know the answers, and I'm willing to listen. My future plans, I want to make sure that Truby's continues, and it continues to be effective in the way that it has been. So even if I'm not there, it still can carry on, and I think that's been the drive throughout, and I think that's been the success of Truby's in terms of our volunteer group, is that we're always, and I'm always developing new people, so I can almost step out of the position that I'm kind of there, and other women and other people can lead it.